Hey YouTube, Andrew here. As you can see, I'm about to profile my casual CyberDark deck profile. Now, I don't know if I'm eventually going to build a CyberDark deck for competitive, but I built the deck for fun because CyberDarks are one of my favorite decks in the game. I love their concept, I love their art. And even though they don't have the same competitive success that Cyber Dragons have, they can still do some things. Anyways, onto the profile. Starting off, we have three of the main CyberDark pieces. Three of some of the main CyberDark pieces. Horn, Edge, and Keel. If I was running a competitive version of the deck, I'd be running each of these guys at 2, but I am running them at 3 for the fun bone. Next, we have 3 copies of Claw and Cannon. They're both used, as many of you know, they're both used as extenders and equipment for CyberDark monsters. Next up, we have 3 copies of CyberDark Chimera. He is there as a power bond searcher. And one of his other effects is that once when you fusion summon this turn, you can also banish monsters from your graveyard as material. And if Chimera is sent to the graveyard, you can Foolish Burial a CyberDark monster. A monster that has a different name. So that's it for Chimera. Finally, for monsters in the main deck, we have 3 CyberDark Core. As you know, he is a Cyber Searcher, and that is why I play him. Next up, we have 3 CyberDark Realm. With this card, the moment this card's activated, you can add a CyberDark monster from your deck to your hand, and you can then immediately summon a CyberDark monster afterwards. Next up, 2 copies of Horizon. This card is a CyberDark Searcher while being a Foolish Burial for Dragon and Machine fusion monsters from the extra deck. Next up, 2 CyberDark Inferno. So all CyberDark monsters gain 500 attack, and they cannot be targeted by your opponent's card effects. And you can additionally normal summon once per turn with this card for CyberDark monsters. Next up, 2 CyberDark Impact. I'd be playing this card at 1 if it was a competitive version of the deck, but for the casual one, I'm running it at 2. Next up, 1 Cyber Eternal. With this card, you can resurrect a Cyber Fusion monster from your graveyard. And if that monster is about to get destroyed, you can banish this card from the graveyard to prevent that monster's destruction. Next, you have 2 Overload Fusion. I run lots of Dark Machine Fusions in my extra deck, and this card is one of the perfect fusion spells for summoning them. Next up, 1 Future Fusion. Then we have 1 Power Bond. Then 2 Limiter Removal. Generally, it's a card you want to use if you're guaranteed to finish your opponent off. But since it is a quick play, but it's also nice to have as a good quick play spell for if your monster is about to get destroyed by battle. The drawback is that it destroys from effect at the end phase, but still a handy card to have. Next up, 2 Forbidden Chalice. If this was a competitive deck, I'd be running Impermanence, but for the fun build, I'm running Chalice. And finally, 1 Twin Twisters. Now for the extra deck. First up, we have 2 CyberDark Dragon. Then we have 3 Cyber Darkness Dragon. He's a little bit harder to get out than CyberDark Dragon is, but it's definitely a lot more powerful. Next, 1 Chimera Tech Overdragon. Then 1 Cyber End Dragon. All he's there for is sending it to the graveyard for Cyber Dark End Dragon. Speaking of Cyber Dark End, honestly, I think this card is a beast. Like, if you manage to get this guy out on your field, your opponent's gonna have trouble against this guy. Getting to have multiple attackers and being unaffected by the opponent's card effects is pretty insane. Anyways, thanks for watching my video, everyone. Please like and subscribe for more content from my channel, and I hope you all have a nice time. See you later.